Episode 2 of Hazbin Hotel, Radio Killed the Video Star, introduced another major antagonist into the story, a powerful overlord of hell, VOX. Alastor's rival and foil. Vintage versus modern. Community versus corporation. Radio versus TV. The beef between these two is already peak. But it's clear there's more to it than meets the eye. When you begin to unpack everything this episode has to offer, you can surmise that these two have dirt on one another, but the dirt on VOX is much more damning. And I figured out exactly what this glorified tablet is hiding from the masses. VOX is worse than you ever could have imagined, as his true business model thrives off heaven's annual extermination and hell's suffering. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, if you got a spare 8 to 10 minutes to hear me yap, I can put it all into perspective, so you too can know VOX's big secret, alongside his ties to our angelic antagonist, Adam, and why Alastor is the key to defeating both of them. Also, the irony of me tearing apart a character named VOX is not lost on me, given, my screen name is AwestruckVox. Gonna need to run some positive affirmations after making this banger. I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. But before we continue, I want to thank Raycon for sponsoring this video. Not only do Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever, but they offer 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Which means I can jam to the same 3 Tyler the Creator albums as I hit the gym, get some groceries, and whip up some food. And these bad boys are a perfect fit thanks to their optimized gel tips. I may be rocking out, but these earbuds aren't budging. And did I mention Raycon not only has noise isolation to really focus on what you're listening to, but also has an awareness mode? I can listen to my favorite podcast and hear what's going on around me at the same time. The cherry on top has to be the touch features that let you control the volume, pause your music, and even answer calls with a simple press of a button. Click the link in the description box below, or go to buyraycon.com/table to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. We've worked with Raycon before, they're awesome, and hitting them up is a great way to support the channel. Thank you again to Raycon. Now back to the video. VOX's reintroduction wastes no time exploring his rivalry with Alastor, as after they establish his monopoly over Hell's entertainment and technology through his mega corporation, VoxTek, he's informed of Alastor's return to the city, helping Charlie run the Hazbin Hotel. VOX is visibly alarmed by this news and practically starts to panic, bursting into a rageful ditty that's been stuck in my head for days now, "Stayed Gone." And when paying attention to the lyrics, I couldn't help but notice that VOX's newscast immediately paints Alastor as someone who's untrustworthy and isn't worth taking seriously. Paired with the fact that VoxTek's whole brand is built around the public blindly trusting them, I have a sneaking suspicion that Alastor knows something about VOX that could be devastating to his business. Something that would turn every citizen of hell against VoxTek as a whole. It wouldn't just make VOX hated. Plenty of CEOs in real life are hated and still thrive financially. What Alastor knows would turn hell itself on its head and probably crash its economy, given how everyone relies on VoxTek. And when you realize what Alastor knows, it'll break your brain. But we're not there quite yet, because this absolute bop establishes the following. 1. Alastor almost defeated VOX during an unknown battle, which VOX is still salty about. 2. Alastor, like Lilith, was missing for 7 years prior to the beginning of the series. 3. Alastor is able to combat VOX's technology with radio, figuratively at least, for now. 4. VOX wanted Alastor to work for him years ago, but Alastor declined, contributing to VOX's bitterness towards the radio demon. And 5. VOX can cause power outages when he himself is flustered and overloaded. I'm sure fanfic writers will have a field day with that. I have a hunch all of these tidbits are connected. Maybe VOX wanted Alastor to work for him, and when he declined, they had a fight. And given that Alastor is a deal-making demon, I assume this fight in itself was a deal. Maybe if Alastor lost a fight, he'd have to surrender something that we don't know about yet, something he ultimately did. And if VOX lost the fight, he would have had to resign from VoxTek and surrender his life. And somehow, probably by cheating, VOX barely walked away alive. And now he's pissed that Alastor has returned. violating their deal. But he can't do anything about it directly because it's obvious that he doesn't want the public to know about their deal, and Alastor has royal immunity by residing at a hotel run by the Princess of Hell. But I think it goes deeper than even all of that. Why would Vox want Alastor to work for him in the first place? My guess would be that he sees some value in keeping radio around. He knows that it's not as archaic as he's making it out to be. Plus, there's clearly some meta commentary here about radio still being relevant today, in spite of modern technology. And so many of our devices rely on radio signals like our phones. So yeah, I think a big shot tech CEO would want the radio demon under his thumb. Yet, I don't think it stops there. If you know how CEOs operate, you know they're absolute scumbags. Something Hazbin Hotel is clearly interested in exploring with VOX, and really all the overlords looking at the Triple V. I think this job offer could have been another form of control, because VOX wanted to buy Alastor's silence with a business opportunity. Why? Because again, they have dirt on each other. That dirt being that both parties are working with angels in heaven. For Alastor, I feel like it has to do with his connection to Lilith. We know that these two both disappeared from Hell 7 years ago. Not to mention Lilith was originally a part of the Garden of Eden. Maybe Lilith and Alastor still share a mutual client in that garden. While I still think Alastor's disappearance is tied to his battle with Vox, I also believe the timing of Lilith leaving was not a coincidence. But this is a video about Vox. Alastor's gonna get his own theory video soon. So who is the TV working with? Well, Adam. And I don't just mean a small favor. I mean Vox is directly assisting in Adam's annual exterminations upon Hell, and then profiting off said exterminations by pushing his products. I stated in my previous Hazbin video that I believe Adam is controlling the Exorcists with the LED mask they wear, something that VivziePop has hinted at having some major significance with their behavior.
Why is there a reason that the exterminators are, and presumably other angels, are robots?
I can't say much, but I will say that they're not exactly robots. They do have LED screens on their faces. They have LED screen masks, but they are not all robots, if there are any. There might be a robot.
Adam was established to be a control freak in the show's prologue. So if you ask me, I think it makes sense that his army would be angels that were brainwashed into sadistically slaughtering demons through the mask they were given. These angels were blissfully unaware of what they were really signing up for, and none of them would have been able to break free from the mask. It would all play a big part in the whole free will thing with Eve and the fruit of knowledge, even though I think the opening is lying to us a little. But here's the thing. I think VoxTek created these masks in the first place. Not just because I think Viv wouldn't have specified that these are electronic masks for no reason, but also because the show was pretty in your face with the fact that VoxTek has hypnotic capabilities as seen briefly in the second episode. And if you want to take it a step further, we know that Adam used to physically attend Heaven's embassy in Hell. However, he's able to attend remotely thanks to holographic technology. Gee, I wonder where he got that from. Yes, I'm saying that the show has been rubbing this alliance in our faces since Adam's first scene. I think he had a meeting with Vox years ago to make his job easier in more ways than one. Maybe angels, being the softies that they are, weren't that great at exterminating. So Vox developed these masks, forcing angels to fall under Adam's control and kill without hesitation. Adam gets better soldiers and better accommodations, while Vox gets to create his own economy, profiting from not only Adam's payments, but by enabling the exterminations and maximizing the damage done, he creates situations where citizens are buying more VoxTek's products to replace whatever got destroyed during the extermination. And now, as of Radio killed the video star, he gets to profit off of their fear further after fast-tracking development of angelic security. He's practically creating a war between demons and angels just to profit off of it. All the V's are. And the only person with the knowledge and skill set to intervene with these plans is Alastor, which Vox knows, and now he's scared shitless that Alastor is back. Which could be why he's primarily concerned about Alastor striking a deal with Charlie. Clearly, Alastor has been emboldened to return to the city and doesn't fear his secret getting out. probably because of Lilith. And make no mistake, Alastor definitely has secrets. But again, let's save that for another time. I assume Alastor, being the radio demon, is the key to defeating Vox, Adam, and the Exorcist. Again, loads of technology relies on radio frequencies, and mind control masks would be no exception. So if anyone's gonna put a stop to that, probably during the next extermination, when all the Exorcists are in one place, it'd probably be the guy whose whole thing is radio. In fact, I already know who's gonna help him get the job done. Sir Pentious. He briefly hypnotized Angel Dust, putting him in a daze, and I imagine that'll come into play later if the whole mask thing comes to fruition, which it will. So TLDR, Vox is Odalia Blight, and once he's outed, the show will really push the conversation of morality to the test. Charlie wants to help shitty people get better, but will her or the audience be able to look past the fact that Vox caused countless deaths for his own bottom dollar? Would Vox try to check into Hazbin Hotel? Because that'd be something I'd love to see. But for now, that's about it. As always, these are just my thoughts, and I'd love to hear yours. What are your theories around Alastor and Vox's past? Do you think Vox could be in cahoots with Adam? Let us know in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going over on Instagram and Twitter at AwestruckVox. Check out ToonDrip for some dope cartoon-inspired merch, like the Curse of Feathers and Mud and 3-star shirts. And if you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more Hazbin Hotel content. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!